Welcome to Insights Live. I'm Rebecca Selby. Right now, I'm joined by Courtin of Constellation Research. How are you doing?
Good, Rebecca. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Enjoying Insights thus far?
I am. It's been crazy, but a great event.
Glad to hear it. I have a question for you about this term, future of work. Can you talk to me a little bit about what that refers to and how it's impacting manufacturers?
Sure, Rebecca. I think the future of work, the way we look at it at Constellation, is really how the dynamics of the work environment have changed because of digital revolution. And when you think about manufacturers today, it is no longer the same process of a supply chain or of an assembly line the way it used to be. Now we have things such as wearables, such as connected devices, such as the Internet of Things and beacons that are being infused on the assembly line and in warehouses and transportation. And that's changing how the workers are interacting with themselves, with the devices and the products, and with the process. So it's really almost changing the way the employee is being leveraged by the employer and what can be expected from them. So we're very excited about it. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there for companies to take advantage of it. I think it's a question of what level you take that to the next level.
So what do manufacturing owners or distributorship owners have to do to keep up with this for their employees?
It's tough to say, because right now some of it is being driven by us as consumers. So we come into the office or the factory floor with our iPhones or iPads or Android devices, and we assume we can use them in that environment. So a lot of it's been driven from that side. So employers, I think, have to think about this from their strategic standpoint. What benefit do they get for having a connected worker, right? What can they get out of it? And if they understand what some of those benefits are, what are some of the things they need to do moving forward to empower them? So do they need to supply them with the tablets? Do they need to supply them with the devices, the wearables, things like that? What about training? How do they train these people? How does it impact the processes they encounter? Things of that nature. And it's also more than just a technology, it's the process that it will change or will open up for the employers and the employees.
So of the companies that you've studied, how are they handling it? Give me an example of something that a company might do to make it easier for their employees to adapt to this digital revolution.
Sure, so I'll give you an example, Rebecca, in the factory floor setting. So right now, a lot of factories have beacons on top of their machines that are monitoring productivity and all kinds of things. So there's some manufacturers out there that are leveraging like Google Glass to basically interact with the machines and allow the worker to have a hands-free opportunity to understand what's happening with the machine. Is it running behind schedule? Does it need more parts? Does it need more raw material? Is there something wrong with it? And they can see this all without using their hands or even having to go to the machine and figure out something's wrong. The machine talks to them. So all of a sudden it adds a whole level of efficiency for both the worker and the assembly line. Now it takes some training to do, because now you have to train these workers how to read the material, what does it mean, how to react to it, things of that nature. But once that training happens, I think we've seen a lot of opportunities where, again, the efficiency is brought to the table, and all of a sudden the worker becomes more smart, if you will, and the machine becomes sort of more part of the infrastructure with the worker. It's sort of tied together.
Right. So what's one recommendation you would look to a company who's looking to grow quickly in the short term? What's one thing you would recommend to them?
I think the one thing I'd recommend, which is maybe sort of counterintuitive, is to slow down. I think adopting some of these technologies for the sake of it is not the right strategy. But companies need to slow down and think about, well, what is out there? What is our business process? What can we do to improve it? And what technology is involved to help us do that? But also be open for the potential sort of secondary effects, which is all of a sudden you open up a whole new can of worms, which might be good or might be bad, when you start discovering things about your process. So have an open mind. But I really do think you got to slow down first, read the situation, figure out what's happening before you just run out and invest in technology. Because then you're just a hammer chasing a nail, and that never works out very well.
It's great advice. Thank you so much, Guy, for sitting down. I appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
If you have questions about any of the things that we've discussed today, please visit epicor.com.